To get the camera running again, so we have a video record of this. Thank you so much for coming. This is the 8th grade band in our spring concert, and we're very happy to be playing for you tonight. We've got some really great sounding tunes. The first one is by my favorite composer, Randall Standridge, and it's called Kinetic Dances. It's also 8 billion degrees on stage, so if you see a kid just randomly combust, do something. Okay, please enjoy. I think Mr. Sander probably... let's recognize Mr. Zach Sander for a moment. In fact, I'll be more than recognizing Mr. Sander does our lessons for our 8th graders and our 6th graders and conducts the 7th grade band. Fantastic to work with him. This is his 2nd year in the district, and I'm sure he'll be here for a long, long time. Hopefully as long as his beard. Thank you so much. That was Kinetic Dance. It's a great way to start the concert, and it is it's kind of the next level up in between an 8th grade and 9th grade level, grade level 3.5, and using mixed meter 7/8 to 4/4 to 3/4 and 7/8 back and back again. This next tune is a little bit different. The composer, the same composer, Randall Standridge, wrote this one and purposely wrote it about nothing. He didn't write it about any story or emotion or mood. And we realized it was really difficult to play a piece without having a story for us to tell, or a mood or emotion that we could portray. So we kind of added our own, and the one that we added was a sense of nostalgia, or a sense of loss, a sense of melancholy. When you enjoy something thoroughly and you know that it's ending, and you think back on it, you're happy that it happened, but you're sad that it's ending. This is Music Speaks. Thank you so much. These guys really have improved a ton this year. Oh my goodness. We went from the beginning of the year playing grade level 2 music, 2.5, to playing grade level 3 and 3.5, and playing with emotion. They're definitely maturing. They're not all the way there yet. But that's no secret to you guys. Thank you so much for coming. This next tune is a fantastic piece. We had the opportunity to play at Irondale at our Irondale Middle School Festival that we went to earlier in the year, and really got some great feedback from our clinicians that worked with us. This is Atlantis, the Lost Continent by Rob Romaine. every year I ask the 8th graders, you can bring back one piece that you've played in your entire career. You can bring back a piece from 6th grade, 5th grade, 7th grade, anything you'd like, and we vote on it. And the voting was pretty clear. The piece that wanted to play was one that we played last year, which is called Moscow 1941. And the piece tells the story of the Nazi army on the edge of Moscow, getting ready to invade, and the Moscow, the Red Army, defeating them at the edge of their city. The piece was rewritten a few years later, a few years after this composer wrote it. He wrote another one called Kiev 2022 and kind of flipped the script and made it the Russian army attacking Ukraine, and rewrote the piece so the Ukrainian national anthem is the victorious piece at the end. And the 7th graders will be playing that one on Thursday. So if you'd like to hear that, come back then. This is Moscow 1941. I'm going to call Mr. Sander up here to help me with this next section. Mr. Sander, can you come on down, please? A few years ago, we decided we were going to start giving out student awards at the end of the year just to recognize excellence. And it's just been a great thing. We had students nominate each other for some of these awards. The Student Choice Awards, students nominate each other. In some cases, said things that were so nice about each other. And that doesn't always happen in middle schools. I don't know what you guys think middle schools are like, but not everyone always sits around saying nice things to one another. It probably hasn't changed much since you were in middle school. I don't know, we could ask our amazing assistant principal, Ms. Berthume, who's helping out tonight. We'll just recognize her and say thank you for being here. Ms. Berthume over there, thank you. She can tell you firsthand about middle school students. All right, Mr. Sander, come on up. You can help me with these. Hold on a second, I gotta get these in order.
Here, hold all the stuff, do all the things. It's hard, I know. I get rock with that. You hide or me hide? You think I have naps on? Stand here.
We can take this on the road. All right, first award we're gonna hand out is gonna be for our Excellence in Jazz Award. We have many excellent jazz musicians in our school, and this year we're gonna recognize a student that made the extra effort to audition for and was accepted to be in the Minnesota Band Directors Association State Honor Jazz Band. So let's congratulate Nicholas Howard Lopez, our piano player, and jazz band. I was just waiting to see if he was going to smile or not. Sometimes you have to make it awkward for middle school students. We're good at that, aren't we? Yeah. All right, our next award was chosen by students. I had the students nominate each other, as I mentioned, and this student was nominated very many times. The students said such great things. They said that this student is excellent at their instrument, goes above and beyond, helps people, is kind, does just things to make the class better. So let's award the Student Choice Award winner, Sally Payne, on the flute. And we have a student, we have an award called the Rising Star Award. It's for a student who's made great progress within the year. And this student actually started playing their instrument this past summer. Started taking lessons in summer band with the 5th graders. And then practiced alone with one of us checking in every couple of days or a couple of minutes to give the next assignment until the student was finally up to speed and performing with the 8th grade band, making leaps and bounds of progress. So let's give this Rising Star Award to Manesfi on the flute. And the last award is one that we select, and just get the student that is overall positive, excellent, does what they're supposed to do every day, and plays at an ultra high level, and laughs at Mr. Sanders' jokes, which is hard. I'm kidding. Of course, so this is the Director's Choice Award, and we're going to give it to Eleanor on the French horn. Thank you. It's been a real joy to work with these students over the past 3 years, and we're going to continue to do some more work. Many of these students have signed up to perform with the orchestra at their end of the season concert as a full symphony orchestra. So we'll be looking for information about that. Come from Mr. Larson, and I'll probably be forwarding it on from him. We'll start that the day after tomorrow, getting that work done. And we're going to play one more tune for you tonight before the kids melt, like that guy in Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is a tune called The Cave You Fear, and it's all about taking chances and facing the things that might be frightening to you in order to improve. Thank you so much for coming. Cookies in the cafeteria. Enjoy each other's company. and we'll see you in the cafeteria. Thank you for coming. Good night.